Hey there, it's Jessie here, and a big, fat, warm welcome to this little tiny stream. So, guys, how are we doing today? I'm going live again. I don't know if anybody's here, not yet. That's fine. This brings me joy. I can't tell you. Maybe I've told you. Hold up, let me breathe. I'm going to do one more because I feel the excitement. God, it reminds me of being a kid and people telling me to calm down. But I know what they mean, I know what they mean now. Okay, so hi, somebody's here. Welcome. So I've been not enthused by YouTube videos recently, and that has been multifaceted, many layers to that. One being there's stuff going on in my personal life, and I know that people in my personal life have access to the videos. I don't know if they watch them or not, but it alters how I show up because I have all this stuff, and I was always using this as a space to share and process, but then that's very different if it involves people who are also seeing it, the Hawthorne effect. Even particles change when they're being observed. Everything changes when it's being observed. So our attention is our biggest asset. So where are we putting our attention? Hello, good morning. Good morning. 4:11 a.m. Richard, you woke up for this? Why are you up so early? You did say you like early mornings. Anyway, hi. So I've been like a bit I've been uploading videos, deleting them, so on and so on. Not deleting, but taking them down, putting them back up. And I'm like, am I in doubt? Am I in process? Like, what's happening? And then I went live last night and it brought me so much joy. So I'm going live again and I'm just going to do this until it's not fun anymore, which things tend to fizzle out quite quickly in my world. I burn bright and then and I don't think that's a good thing. So I don't recommend that. Slow and steady wins the race. Anyway, what do I want to say today? Here we go. Because I went to the gym this morning and I was listening to a podcast, and this was from a woman who's on YouTube, and she has been very abused by men in her life. So now she creates content that helps women who are in similar situations get out, and educates them on like all of this topic, right? And she was in a podcast with a man who also creates content. So what I liked about this man is he sees the patriarchy as a problem, which is good. We need more men like that because it doesn't serve any of us. At the end of the day, it's a program of control. May seem like you benefit it, and I've talked about this before and I'll talk about it again. It just came up this morning. So they're in conversation, and he's saying he started getting into red pill stuff online, and then he was like, he agreed with some of it but not all of it, which made him start questioning himself. And then he realized, oh my god, I'm misogynistic. And he never thought he was, right? He never thought he was. He was like, no, that's not me, that's just other people. And then he started to realize, oh my god, and now he's working with men to bring them into the discussion. And it was this whole podcast on why it's so difficult for men to take accountability in the patriarchy. And this does happen to women as well, but it depends on where you're leading from. So it's for me, a thing of the masculine. Okay, because I've been in a position before where I could not take accountability. I couldn't do it. And I couldn't even see that I was doing it. So I understand that plight. And it's because I was leading with my masculine. And what I found out is that admitting that you've done something wrong, because a lot of us equate accountability with blame, but really what it's doing is rubbing up against on our identity that I'm inadequate. or I'm unlovable, or whatever the core wound is, but it rubs up against that. If I have to admit that I've done something wrong and I've hurt someone, that makes me inadequate. That makes me unlovable. I can't do it. Right? We're all in this. We're all in this together. Once we know. Na, 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 na. Um, Hi. So, where was I? It's difficult to take accountability when we're leading with our masculine because it's rubbing up against a core wound and a false sense of self, the identity that we've created, and it's not serving us anymore. And these are wonderful opportunities, wonderful, to go, I can grow here. That's what this man is saying on the podcast. Let's use it. And rather than, God, I've done something wrong. It's like, oh, I can grow. I can evolve. Anyway, I say all this because I went through this like last summer. As I was sort of healing my father wound, I really positioned myself in like the man's position and what it is like to be a man growing up in the patriarchy. So I really put my feet in those shoes. And since have a lot more empathy for men in their position because, before I was very much like, men are shit. Like they can't talk about their feelings. They can't take accountability. And actually, what I realized is the patriarchy trains them absolutely not to. If you want to belong and be a man and be considered a man, you do not do that stuff. And then men do it for each other because that's all. So it's no, like, it's an issue. It's an issue. And since I've done that, my audience has changed. So I was always 50-50, men and women, guys. You can check on the YouTube stats. I was 50-50. There's 5 of us. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I was always 50-50. And since this shift, I'm not anymore. I'm like 70% of my viewers are male and 30% are women and female. And then I'm sure there's some in between, and that's fine. It just YouTube doesn't show me those stats. So I told my mum this, and I was like, yeah, it's interesting because like a lot of my viewers now are sort of middle-aged men. And she like snorted, which was quite suggestive, right? Like, well, of course they are, Jess, because they just want to, that was my interpretation of her. And then I got a little bit defensive and I was like, excuse me, it's not the only reason, is it? I actually have no idea why people watch me. So I'm asking you. And I know there's only 4 of us here. And if you're not subscribed, you can't comment because I'm new at being live. Okay, so just give me a break. I don't know who you are. Yay, real time. Yay. So question to my viewers, my subscribers that come back. Why? What do you get from me? And yeah, maybe I'm just curious. I'll just have to leave it there, leave it open and see what you say. Because I've noticed that shift. And now I'm like, I'm curious. Basically, it's raising questions inside of me. Okay. It feels different being live. It does feel different. There feels like slightly more pressure, tiny bit, but actually, interestingly, that makes me slow down, which is good. Because the pressure, I feel it, and then I'm like, "This, Jessie, you're okay." And again, training the nervous system to hold more. So another interesting thing that they said on this podcast is that there was a moment That's not the reason for me, it's the things you talk about that interest me. Oh, hey. Great. Yeah, so it's not about if I'm masculine or feminine, right? I think, like, I have like-minded people here. I just have people that think the way I do. That's my thinking. But it has changed, and is it just a number? Does it matter? I think I kind of prided myself when it was 50-50 before. I think that's why I think I feel a bit irked by it. No offense. It's just, I guess because listen, right? I'm like one of those people that wants to be liked by everyone, and I know that's stupid, but like, hey, I'm working on it. Um, and I think like I'm like, oh no, women don't like me. That's what makes me think, but that's not true. It's like a statistic, so it's got nothing to do with that. It can't, can it? That's such a like basic understanding of, I guess because it's so like this or that. Anyway, it's by the by. So in this conversation that they're having, he says, like, yeah, I'm inviting men into the conversation. And he says, I started to notice on my journey that men listen to other men more. And then the woman gets like pissed off about that. And there is still like a lot of emotional content, I'll say, when she's speaking about this topic, because I can't imagine what she's been through. And so she's speaking from a place where there's still charged emotion there. And that's okay. I don't judge that. But what the feedback she gets is like, you're too angry for men. You're like, they're not going to. Anyway, is this even mine to share? I'm going to, do you know what? If this interests you, I'm going to leave the interview below and you can watch it for yourself because I found it quite interesting. So if you want to go further into it, just listen to them rather than me talking back on it. Um, why do I feel like I'm shutting down? I feel like I'm shutting down. News Greater Toronto Area 49, 60 centimeters of snow on Monday. Okay. Yeah, lots of snow. We had wind here. Storm Kristen came in the night. I woke up about 3:30. Never heard wind like it. Like, I'm inside. I'm in a building that's surrounded by buildings, so I felt safe, but you could hear the speed of the wind. I've never known wind to sound that fast. And you know what it made me do is pray. Made me pray vehemently. I really prayed. I really prayed for the safety of the area and the city that I live in. I really prayed. I'm so happy that this was happening at night while everyone, majority of people are inside. Of course, storms always make me think of people who don't have homes. I really, really pray that they find shelter or somewhere safe to be. No one should be out there in that. And I pray vehemently. And then I've been reflecting on that this morning. Like, why do I only pray when, like, I feel some sense of danger, not even necessarily for myself, although probably was a bit, that made me think, oh yeah, pray. And I do pray every day. This year, this is my New Year's resolution, strengthen my connection with the divine. And I pray every day, but not vehemently, I'm like, hey, how's it going? What shall I pray about today? I'm very lighthearted with it. I think because that's my I'm still coming to terms with it. All right. So I have to have my little strategies. It's not true. I'm not coming to terms with it, but I just downplay it for whatever reason. I'm still downplaying shit. God, goodness sake. Pray for what? Hope? What do I pray for? It's different each time. So normally the way that I choose what to pray for is I do think of something personal, and then so I pray for it for myself and then for anyone else who's in that situation as well. So it depends what it is. Yesterday in the winds, it was for just everyone to stay safe. That was it. Um, Depends what I'm feeling that day and what it is that I feel like I'm lacking or need support with or guidance with. So, look, 6 of us. Isn't this fun, guys? Hey. Did you make cut your hair? I know this fringe thing is a problem, isn't it? Like, I don't know how to cut it, basically. So yeah, I did cut it, and I know it doesn't look great. Oh, another thing I want to talk about is how wonky my face is in the lives. So what is it that when I use my phone, my face doesn't look so wonky? And look, can you see it? Right. So I'm actually going to look at myself right now. One side of my face is way more animated than the other. No, it's this one. This one's like paralyzed. And you only get it when I'm on the live. And I think this is the left side's the feminine side has, and my feminine side is a bit like maybe this is why I'm talking about patriarchy today. No relation with God, therefore not praying anymore. High five to that. Fair play. It adds character. A wonky fringe adds character. Thanks, guys. Although I can't outsource validation anymore. So thank you and no thank you. No, I know you mean well. I'm not. It's just a period that I'm going through. It's just a phase. It's just a phase where I really have to just phase is fine. Thank you. Not that I need external validation. Nah, I'm taking it to the extreme, okay? It's really okay for us to validate each other. It really is okay. I don't think it's so bad. Was I talking about something that I forgot? Don't remember. Wind, praying. So one more thing I'm going to share. Should I share this? Yeah, okay. One thing I did the other day is I wrote a letter because I've been writing letters to the divine. And I was given the idea, I can't even remember where, somebody somewhere on the internet gave me the idea to write a letter to financial abundance. So I did. I introduced myself. I was like, hey, financial abundance, I don't think we've met. My name's Jessie, and I would really like to be friends with you. As I'm saying genuinely in the letter, like, I think we could be good friends. I think we could have a lot of fun together. I really do. I think me and financial abundance would get along. I think we would have fun. But since we don't know each other, I'll introduce myself. So I introduced myself. And then I asked, I wonder what problems financial abundance has. And look at me always going to the problems because I'm such a helper and I need to stop making connections based on being needed. So even when I'm writing a letter to financial abundance, I'm like, everything all right over there? What struggles do you face? Let me help you. Fucking hell, Jessie. I need to stop, man. Can't even believe, look, it's just seeping out everywhere. And I thought, like, I wonder what, like there's a light and dark to everything. So financial abundance, what's the dark side? Greed? Um, Hoarding? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going lucky to have technology. Yes. Jealous women, never watching pretty women. Are you aware? Amygdala painful for them in jealousy. Well, maybe. But we can't say like jealous women isn't all women. Like some women experience jealousy sometimes, which by the way is a human emotion. And I really want us to stop shaming jealousy because I think it's way worse to shame that emotion. So let's just think what jealousy is. So it's when you want something and you feel less than because you don't have it. And then so it's again about self-worth. So it's okay to feel jealous because it's okay to have low self-worth in some areas. It's just what you do with it. So actually, if women are jealous of me and they don't watch, good, because I don't want that evil eye, because some do watch, and then and that enough alone is felt. Um, so anyway, thank you, because I know that you're supporting me, but I just want to say, like, we need to not shame jealousy, and we need to not shame a lot of negative emotions. We call it out, like, no, you jealous, you this, whatever it is, and it's like that's just gonna make it worse. We need compassion. Envy is the bad one. Yeah, okay. So the difference, envy is the one where you act on it, right? Envy is where you don't want them to have it. So you have some kind of action where you try to take it from them to make yourself feel better. It's like next level. It's like jealousy point two. Envy. So if somebody is envious, right, again, we don't want to shame it, even though it's like not great behavior. But the good side of it is you are proactive with things. You just have to like redirect the activity towards self focus. Like, how can I create what I want? You know? And like, I'm saying this not like I've figured it out. I'm saying this like, how do we do this? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you. If you're off, goodbye. Thank you so much. Working hours on behavioral actions, a gifted face and mimic reader, voice recognizer. Okay, so it's gone quiet, huh? Oh, it's quite nice. Someone joined us. Someone's joined us with awesome presents. Let's just bask in this. Zip it. www.zipit.com. I think I'd put 4 W's there. When I get present, then I do get quite sensitive. You speak like a serpent, but a good one. I've heard that before. I used to really piss somebody off that I used to work with. It was one of these frenemy things that I kept getting myself into. And she got really annoyed with the way that I said S's. She was like, why do you I'm like, I never even noticed that. What are you talking about? Oh, no S's there. I speak like a serpent. Well, yeah, cool. I really like that. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Okay, I think we're gonna start wrapping it up because I do have a life. I promise. I do have a life beyond this room. I do. Just take my word for it. And I'm gonna go live it. Yeah. Is there anything else? Okay. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Good morning, wherever you are. Maybe even good night, good afternoon, even whatever. Um, Thanks for being here. If you're watching the replay, thanks. This is probably going to keep happening, or it might not. It might not. I never know. But it does feel more suitable to the kind of content that I put out. This thing. Yeah. See you later. Have a great day, folks, and a beautiful life as well. And remember, now I'm just milking it. We got this. Lots of love, guys. Have a good day. Bye.